Alright guys, September 26th update video. And to start off the video, we got some positive news on the whole Vancouver Canucks injury situation. In a preseason game, Canucks versus the Ottawa Senators, forward Chris Tierney checked Boeser right in the numbers, resulting him to go headfirst into the boards. Now, I'm a Canucks fan and I'll be the first one to admit that Chris Tierney definitely is not a dirty player, but this was definitely a very dirty play. And what makes it make even less sense is the fact that the Canucks were on the power play, and very rarely do you see, defending penalty killers go out of their way to finish a check, especially when you consider the fact that Brock Boeser had already finished, had already passed the puck. The puck was nowhere near him, and he hit him directly in the numbers. Like, the whole situation just made no sense, especially when you consider it was a nothing preseason game. We're not talking like, we're pushing towards a playoff spot. We're talking about a preseason game that meant absolutely nothing. The hit resulted in Brock Boeser going into concussion protocol, and concussion protocol can really mean anything. It could just mean that he has a headache after the game, or it could mean that he has an actual serious concussion. It can be anywhere in between there. And we haven't actually had a formal update on the whole situation, which makes sense because concussions usually take multiple days to evaluate, but we do have some very positive news. TSN posted today, September 25th, an interview including multiple Canucks forwards kind of discussing the hit and what they thought. And forward Sven Baertschi reported, said in the interview that him and Brock Boeser just went out for dinner the night before, which is really good news. If Boeser's already out just 24 hours after this hit took place, and he's out with the guys getting dinner, it should mean that it's not too serious. Apparently he's feeling better. He wasn't feeling the best, but he is getting better. So hopefully, again, he recovers well and he's in our roster on opening night. And again, the fact that he's already out with the guys, less than 24 hours, makes me think that it's not too serious. Because if it was a more serious concussion, take it from my personal experience, you're not in a good place where you're usually in bed. You're not going out, 24 hours after the hit occurred. And the good thing is we're about a week away from, opening night, so Boeser does have some time to rest up and get better. On another note, another Canucks note, there's a lot of rumors surrounding Jake Virtanen and the fact that he's being shopped around for another similar player in that bottom six role. Jake Virtanen was, of course, the 6th overall pick from 2014, and he was highly regarded, highly pressured to be a big part of the Canucks' bright future. Since Jake has been drafted, he's been labeled a bust pretty much every single year that he's entered the league, and he's had a relatively slow transition into the NHL. However, I've been watching Jake Virtanen closely for years now, and I definitely have been seeing some progression. Maybe not to the extent that we want to see, especially from a 6th overall pick, but we have been seeing some progression. Last year, Jake put up 15 goals in 70 games, which, from a bottom 6 forward, is decent production. And he is someone I could see potentially putting up 20 goals, 35 points in the bottom 6, which, again, it's not a bad player to have. Jake is also a tremendous skater. He can lay the body, and again, he does obviously struggle with a lot of inconsistency issues, and he also struggles with the ability to finish plays. I do believe many teams will be interested in a player like Jake Virtanen, so it's going to be really interesting to see if anything actually unfolds from this. Personally, I don't think we should. I think we should give Jake one more chance, see what he can do this season. And obviously there's a lot of drama this camp. He was out of shape, and which makes this whole situation worse. But I think Jake should still be given a chance. He has the potential to be a 20-goal guy. I think it'll be a bit dumb if we just ship him off. Next topic, another RFA domino falls. It's great to see some more RFA signed so they can be in their team's roster on opening night. Tkachuk is someone who was reported to be so far away, not just a short time ago. So the fact that he signs makes me believe that the whole Braden Point deal led his agent and the Calgary Flames in the right direction. Tkachuk signed for 3 years, carrying an average AAV of $7 million, so 3 years, $21 million, and he will be paid a whopping $9 million in the final year of his contract. Which means if the Flames want to qualify Matthew Tkachuk in his final year, they're going to have to pay him a minimum price of $9 million, which, in my opinion, from first glance, that definitely seems very steep. Tkachuk is a very interesting player, though, I will say that. I don't think many people expected his offensive ceiling to be where it is, and I guess such a short amount of time. I'm a big fan of Matthews' very gritty, in-your-face game, and I think he is going to be a very important key piece for the Flames' future. He's the type of player that, he wins you playoff games. He plays with that extra level of grit, and especially in 2019, it is very hard to find players who play with a lot of grit, who can lay the body, but also have, that offensive upside. Personally, I think he's going to have a bit of a hard time elevating his game for next season in terms of point production. Tkachuk just came off a season where he put up 77 points in 80 games, but again, I think Tkachuk will still, regardless if he puts up 70 points, 75 points, around there, he will still be a major piece to the Calgary Flames, so it definitely makes sense why he got paid bank. The scary thing is, though, for the Flames, is that both Tkachuk and Gaudreau now expire in the 2022-2023 season, and of course, Johnny Gaudreau will be a UFA, so that summer is going to be very interesting. And Tkachuk signings lead us into the last RFAs that are still yet to be unsigned. It has recently been reported, I guess, that Rantanen and Colorado are still pretty far away from a deal. It has been very quiet around the whole Patrick Laine situation, which makes me think that the Avalanche are currently evaluating all their options, which of course either means signing him to a more bridge contract or seeing if there's a potential deal to be made. And I guess Rantanen and Laine just posted pictures of them, or in videos of them in, I guess, Switzerland. A bit weird that they're having a blast and posting it on social media, but hopefully they get the deal done. That's all I'm going to say. And again, I hope the Tkachuk deal also pushes Kyle Connor in the right direction, getting his deal done too. Because especially now that we've seen Boeser and Tkachuk sign, I can only imagine that this is going to push Kyle Connor in the right direction. I only imagine Kyle Connor will be around that same ballpark as a Boeser or Tkachuk, so I guess we'll see. And as for the last topic of the day, which is both very concerning and honestly pretty funny. So Austin Matthews, what was he thinking? The answer is, he wasn't thinking. If you guys haven't been on the internet for the past 24 hours, Austin Matthews was charged for public indecency in Arizona from back in May of 2019, so after the season ended. Austin Matthews allegedly mooned a female, so he showed her his butt cheeks, a female security guard, and is now facing charges. And so of course this whole situation has led many people to say that Matthews should now not be named captain. Of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in that kind of this drama situation where they now have Tavares. They have obviously Austin Matthews, Morgan Riley, a lot of captain material. And so the whole fact that this whole Austin Matthews news breaks out, it makes people think, oh wow, Austin Matthews is now a write-off in terms of being the next captain. However, I don't think this is going to be as big of a deal as it actually sounds. It was obviously very stupid. It was completely stupid of Matthews. I obviously, he just admitted it. It's clearly just a horrible situation to be in for the time being. And obviously, Matthews is still very young, and he's obviously going to still learn from his actions. He's still young. He's a kid. I know I'm a kid, but so is Matthews. He is the future of the Leafs, and in my opinion, he will be the next captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, you can definitely make the argument that John Tavares is sitting there. John Tavares has much more captain experience, and that he could easily just be the next captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But, Matthews is still the future of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if anything, this is just a super embarrassing thing that will blow over within a week. I think this whole news line kind of blew out of proportion just because, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the biggest franchises in the world. So obviously a star forward like Austin Matthews, this news line is just going to blow up. Maybe it was John Tavares. Possible? Was it John Tavares? Does John want to be the next captain? He wants to sabotage Austin Matthews' chance of being the next captain. So he dug deep and found this record from back in May, potentially. Anyways, guys, how do you guys feel about the Tkachuk contract? Will a Laine deal happen? How do you guys feel about the Austin Matthews thing? And how do you guys feel about Boeser? Hopefully he recovers. I hope so. I'm praying. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Last thing to say, guys, we are so close. I think we're only 5 followers away from hitting 50 followers on Twitch. So I would really, really appreciate it if you guys go click the link down below. Follow me on Twitch. We're going to be doing a huge live stream on this upcoming Saturday. We're going to be doing some franchise mode, doing a bunch of huge hot pack openings. So I really hope to see you guys there. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.